Pillars for an excellent marriage. Today we speak about detrimental effects of pride in marriage. What is the price of pride in the marriage today? Does it have a price? And many marriages, let me tell you the truth, have been ruined because of arrogance. That thing of entitlement or feeling of high importance. By the way, many marriages are not getting destroyed because they were meant to be destroyed, but it is self-destruction. You cannot bring pride in the marriage and you expect that marriage is going to exalt. The Bible says pride comes before the downfall. So if you notice one of the spouse is struggling with the pride, you will notice the next thing is that marriage is going to fail. And the person who was proud will always blame the other person, saying, you did not do enough. Because pride always functions through shifting and apportioning blames. That is the easiest way of knowing a proud person. They mostly apportion and shift blame on the other person, because pride is controlling. Pride is very controlling. And remember the case of Satan, what happened with him. Number one of the dangerous effects of pride in marriage is it fosters conflict. And go and do your own research. Where pride is always a feeder or a food for conflict. A proud person always fights error, or a proud person escalates an issue. That's the easiest way to know if you're proud or not. When a problem emerges, you'll notice you don't work towards sorting out the problem. You work towards expanding it, either through your reaction or through your behaviors or through your wants. Pride fosters conflict. Number two is hinders intimacy and connection. Because where pride is, one partner feels as important than the other partner. So the other partner feels like is just being used to satisfy this other partner. That is why you need, let me tell you something. The best way to make a marriage function is through humility, respect, and submission. So it hinders intimacy and connection. Because a proud person, you feel like you are a god or a goddess. So you are supposed to be treated with some certain specialities in disregard of the other partner. It hinders intimacy and connection. And even go and do your own research. If you meet a proud person, visibly proud along the road, do you have any kind of human connection with that person? You detest. That's the way it is even in the marriage. If the wife is proud and arrogant, boastful, you notice your husband detests you. The same, the vice versa. If the husband is proud, you notice your wife keeps an emotional distance. Something else is it damages trust and communication. One of the things, if you borrow from Satan, when he rose in pride, there was no longer any way God could speak to Satan, because Satan was feeling equal. Because pride makes you feel bigger than your possession. So it damages trust and communication. Because number one, a proud person, you thrive through domineering. And where there is anarchy or there is tyranny, you don't expect trust. And where there is pride, you cannot expect communication, because you are communicating with who? You are speaking to who? That's why you notice where the pride is, people speak at each other. They don't speak to each other. That's why pride is very dangerous. If you find there is a pride somewhere, people listen to answer. They don't listen to understand. They listen to react. They don't listen to understand. That is what they call pride. And in such a kind of a case, it damages trust and communication. You will notice someone is withdrawing their words slowly by slowly. Even when you do something, they don't comment. They just look at you. Because the pride is a very corrosive acid. It's a very corrosive acid in a relationship. You may not see the damage it is causing, but if you have a very good observant of the relationship progression, you will notice your relationship is on the decline. Every day it is declining, going to the dogs. Something else is reluctance to apologize. A proud person in the marriage, instead of apologizing, let me use it this way. A proud person in the marriage, instead of apologizing, they blame you for how they wronged you. But instead of saying sorry, they blame you of your reaction. They turn it against you as if you were wrong by accepting to be hurt by what they did to you. That is pride. Reluctance to apologize. Where pride is, you shall notice, the thing that people struggle with in that marriage is forgiveness. And you notice, in most cases, where pride is in the marriage, the victim is the one who says, I'm sorry. But he is the one who was offended. Because pride is reluctance to apologize. Forgiveness. A proud person, they never say sorry. They will apportion the blame to you. Something else is inability to empathize. Where you go and find one of the partner in the marriage is proud, you notice compassion is not there. And go and do your own research. Two people in the marriage, a man and a woman, in the marriage, and one is proud. Let's just say a man is one who is proud. You will notice that kind of a person, their hearts are closed. If the woman, they mostly work with gaslighting, silent treatment, or freezing, or dryness, because where pride is, empathy withdraws, compassion, mercy, and pity. You feel like that person is pretending, so you don't have any type of remorse. Also defensive during disagreement. Where pride is, the proud person is always on the defense, defending. Me, I did this because of this, never looking at the damage. By the way, proud people, they would prefer the situation to escalate than to accept the mistake they did and choose to correct. They would rather allow the situation to go full blown than bringing down the fire. Something else is create a cycle of conflict. That one you will notice where the pride is. There will be a cycle of conflict every day. You will be fighting something because pride makes errors visible. Pride makes errors visible. Something else is leads to entitlement and manipulation, and then prevents growth and healing. Pride prevents growth and healing, and also it leads to